Good afternoon, Nate Reason from John Lancaster, Toyota Madison. I'm in the Honda Accord. This is the all-new Accord, and I'm showing the difference between the all-new Camry and the Accord in terms of some things that the audio does. I want to do voice commands, but specifically here, we're going to talk about what Bluetooth streaming looks like. If you've got an iPhone, you probably play your music wirelessly to a car if you've got some setups like this. So this is phone calls, which we did in the previous the previous video. And then this is streaming audio. Between the two of them, they sync up relatively easily. The Honda's got a lot more voice recognition built into it, so it's telling me what I'm doing. Everything that I do, the lady comes on and talks to me. I'm not sure that it's all that important or all that necessary. I find it annoying. When I show the Camry is very quiet. You tell it what you want it to do, it does it. When we go through the nav system, the Camry is all touchscreen. I can't reach that screen up there, but I can reach this one, and on this screen I can change tracks and stuff like that by pushing it. I can also do it here on the steering wheel of the Accord as well. That top screen has got a lot of stuff in it, so if I want to see the nav, I pushed that button, and when I push that button, it brings up all these options that are there. So that's nav, there's phone, there's trip information, everything. My argument is certainly not with the nav screen. The nav screen looks great. It's a big old screen. It's wonderful. Reasonable definition. But I don't care for the control. In Toyota, we touch the screen. Here, I twist, and as I twist, I change the zoom level, or I move the knob left and right to kind of change where I'm looking. I don't know if I can even type on the screen, which would be fine. If I can't type, that's not a problem. You wouldn't want to necessarily type on the screen. But to set a destination, I want to talk about how we all do it by voice. So there's obviously a voice button here on the steering wheel, so I'm going to push it.
After the beep, say phone call, music search, voice help, address, find nearest POI category, or more destination methods.
Address.
Press the talk button to select a method to enter an address in Wisconsin. After the beep, say number 1 for city, number 2 for street, number 3 for house number, number 4 for zip code, or number 5 for change state.
City.
Press the talk button to say a city name in Wisconsin. After the beep, say the city name.
Madison.
3. Matches were found. Press the talk button to select the correct city. After the beep, say Madison, Madsen, or Radisson.
Madison.
Press the talk button to say a street name in Madison, Wisconsin. After the beep, say the street name.
Forster.
Press the talk button to enter the house number on Forster. After the beep, say the house number.
1202.
Press the talk button to select a route calculation option. After the beep, say set as destination, view routes, search nearby, save to address book, or route preference.
Set as destination.
Proceed to the highlighted route. Then the route guidance will start.
That's not so bad. 2.5 minutes, I think. I didn't look at the clock. Maybe you will on YouTube. That's not so bad. So, my music's still playing. Obviously, I'll be interrupted for the nav commands, which would be the case. So, that was setting a destination by voice using the talk switch on the steering wheel. A lot of voice prompts, a lot of stuff like that. No big deal, but quite a bit of work to do. Let me show you the 2012 Camry. And this is actually Camry without any options at all. This is a Camry XLE standard equipment. This is the standard 6.1-inch touchscreen display. We call it display audio with nav and entune. And on the steering wheel, in the previous menu, I talked about when you're setting your Bluetooth up and you're making phone calls, you push the button and you say you just simply say call, and then the stored name that's in the menu. And the same is true here with the system in terms of how the nav works. When you want to do something, you push the button, the screen will change and show you what you can say, and it'll show up here on the 6-inch screen. But basically, you hit the button and you say destination and you give it the address, 1202 Forster Drive, and you're in. I also wanted to show you what the streaming audio looks like, so I'm going to hit audio, and from the list I can choose Bluetooth. And the way that it works is the same as the Honda in the sense that if you've got something, you got music on your iTunes, you set it up. When you initially pair the phone, it's going to set for Bluetooth streaming automatically, and that's it. You have a built-in iPod controller in the sense of there's actually a USB port down here in the hole, so you could cable in. And the real difference is, if you're cabled in, you're controlling everything, so you can go to playlists, albums, all that sort of thing. You're also charging your iPhone while it's cabled into the USB port, but it's somewhat inconvenient to have a cable there and have the phone sitting here plugged in. When you get in the car, you're going to connect for Bluetooth anyway, and because you're connected, you can then make a phone call and you can then stream. In a previous previous video, I showed you that pushing the phone button and going into phone book will show you all of your contacts that are in the car. The limit here is about 1,000 contacts. I have 900 and change, so it took a moment for us to sync all that stuff up, but once it's in and it's set up, it's there. There is a separate setting so that we can, actually I should talk you through this. There's a separate setting so that you can refresh your phone book when you need to, but to make that connection, once we do this once, we're in. So that's it. Now, the screen is similar control, but they do one cool thing. They show album art, and this album art is actually coming off of my iPhone, and it's showing up on the screen. Honda doesn't do it. It's just one of those small little things that are pretty cool. The album art isn't life-changing, but I think it's pretty solid. Let's get into the nav system. So we push the button, and we can do this. Destination 1202 Forster Drive, Madison, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
So she took everything that I just said, and now she's going to line it up with the city, the street, the house number. If she gets something wrong or has a question, she'll ask.
1202 Forster Drive, Madison. Now, do you want to start route guidance?
Yes.
Starting route guidance.
That was one touch of the talk switch. I didn't push anything else. I just simply said...
Please proceed to the highlighted route.
I simply hit the talk switch and said destination 1202 Forster Drive in one shot, and that's it. The other things this thing can do, talk switch. Find next, Starbucks coffee. Find next is the voice command the car is listening for. And it takes what I said, and it does a search.
Multiple entries for Starbucks coffee. Select a line number, or say correction.
2.
Line 2. Starbucks coffee. Now, do you want to start route guidance?
Yes.
Starting route guidance.
On the screen you see preferences and avoid. We could, for example, tell it...
Please proceed to the highlighted route.
We could tell it to avoid highways, toll roads, border crossings, obviously all those things. So that's pretty standard, but it always defaults to the most major highways. It always defaults to the fastest route. So that's it. That is a lot simpler than the Honda way. The screen we can touch, we can hit the audio button and bring up the radio. There's no odd control down here to twist. We just touch it. We can make our selections right on the screen. If you don't want to do that, I've got a really nice control here on the steering wheel where I can go through the presets with the up and down. So that's up and down. I can change the preset list. So there's 36 presets between Sirius radio, AM and FM. They're all HD as well in the AM and FM. So if you have an HD source, you can go to the multiple programming. The volume is all very simple, and there's a back button to back in and out of the menus. This is all done with your thumb compared to down here turning a wheel. I think if you want a nice nav system, you want a nice system for streaming audio, radio, phone calls, a nice nav system that responds to voice and voice very well, and something that you can set a destination while you're still young, the Toyota is definitely the way to go. And this is, by the way, standard on the car. It's just the base system. So this is Nate with John, Lancaster Toyota Madison, talking about the 2012 Toyota Camry with display audio and entune and the 6-inch system. And we're looking at the new Honda Accord. This was an EXL V6. This is the 13 model. And this one had the Honda Link. I believe all this stuff is standard when you're at this level. This is an EXL V6 with nav. So, Nate Reason, John Lancaster Toyota. Make it a great day.